So it's the middle of June. It's a warm evening here on Euston. It's about 28 degrees. There's a little bit of breeze tonight, so it's not too bad, but it's obviously quite a hot day. So not expecting to see much until later on when it cools down a bit. So like we did in the last video, we just have a bit of a drive round. We got the compact straight spotting scope set up on the Spartan Mr. G clamp. And yeah, so we'll just see if we can get some footage. It's got a little adapter which I can put on there and then get some footage through my phone. And yeah, we'll drive around a bit and see if stuff's moving around, and then once we start seeing a fair bit, we'll probably park up and go for a stalk after that. Yeah, so that roe doe's just walked out of that barley to go into the tree belt, and she's just noticed we're parked up here, and yeah, just seen a little roe kid come out behind her, so that's nice to see. Looks like quite a young roe doe and a single kid. As they get older and put on more body weight, they usually have twins then till they get to a point where they can't sustain twins and they go back to having singles when they're really old again. Yeah, so we got a roe doe just in this fenced off area, which was actually like a sacrificial field for common curlews and stone curlews to nest in, because they've built a big solar farm over 3 or 4 fields, and in the distance you can just see part of the electrical equipment that all channels through. But the fence they've put up isn't deer proof at all. So there's quite a few deer in there, but obviously this time of year we just can't see them because the cover's too high, or you can like see a head and ears, but you know, you can't get a good shot on them. Yeah, so we just got to the end of that fenced area where we saw that roe doe, and there's a young roe buck in there. So we've just literally parked around the corner and just see if we can sneak back round and get a closer look at it. In. So he's just going away through this thistly grass area, just to the right of that water tower in the far distance, but only about 50 metres away from us. We'll just keep going along a little bit, just try and get a bit of a safer shot with those solar panels in the background. Just stood up. Right. So he just sat down in a sort of little brown bit of grass where these dead weeds are from last year. Just see his head and antlers by a single red poppy that's in the field there. So I gave it a squeak, and luckily he stood straight upside on, so I just whacked him straight through the shoulder. He's run about 50 metres and gone down, so I've just got to try and keep an eye on that spot Remember, these are quite light bullets in this 243, so there probably won't be a huge blood trail. So it's probably better on this occasion that we walk to where he's gone down rather than going to the shot site, just in case there isn't much blood to follow and then we lose actually where he fell over. So we'll give it a few minutes anyway, just make sure he's gone down okay, and then we'll go and have a look. So obviously I can get through this fence, but it's going to be a tight squeeze, so that's completely safe. Yeah, I'm not sure if this fence was ever supposed to be deer proof. I don't think it was really, but it's certainly not fox proof either. And I don't know what the long-term outcome of this area will be, whether it will go back into farmland once the panels are completely finished. Oh. So it should have ran through here. I last saw it going into this piece here. I thought it was blood, but it's just a poppy. It's just here. Good. Yeah, so it's quite a nice 2-3-year-old buck really. It's got quite thick antlers for us, small 6-pointer, probably one that on the open estate we'd have left it to, you know, get another year older and see what it looks like. But obviously in here, I don't know what the plan is in the long run, but if it's going to be left as a sort of habitat area, then they're going to want the deer kept down anyway. So yeah, it's just a good one to take out. Good shot through the shoulder, just come out on the other side. I just had a quick look back where it ran through, and there's no you know, massive amount of blood there to follow. As I suspected, those lighter bullets, they just don't leave a massive exit hole, so you haven't got much to go on. Yeah, but yeah, good condition one, full summer coat now. We'll get him back to the truck out of the flies, and yeah, keep looking around for a bit. Another Rodo out here. This time of year you generally see a lot of Rodos because they've had their kids and they're obviously got to keep feeding to keep producing the milk for the young ones. So you tend to see them out all the time. The Roe Bucks are a little bit quieter because they're resting up now before the rut starts in the middle of July. Yeah, so we're just going to head down this avenue, park up at like a little crossroads, and then we're going to look for some muntjac on a big field which has got like a block of weeds and poppies in the middle of it. There's been quite a few munties just picking over that, so we'll see how lucky we are. So we just parked up. We've actually got a muntjac down here in this margin, and then we've got another one behind us in some maize. So hopefully we've been pretty quiet with the doors. We might get a shot on one of those. We're going to have a look for this one first. Can you see it? You see it? You see it? Huh? Eh. Eh. Yeah, so what was that? 20 metres, I suppose. Originally it was down here in this sort of edge, and I was set up to shoot it on the sticks, obviously as a quad stick, and then it went through onto what looks like some tractor wheelings and started coming up towards us, so I gave it a little sort of noise of a squeak. It stopped, but it was pretty front on, so I couldn't really take it, and then it kept coming up, so I had to take the gun off the sticks at the back and obviously just swivel round close enough to get a shot there, wound the scope right down, and it was just on enough of an angle to shoot it in the front of the chest. Hopefully it hasn't gone into the stomach on the way out. Yeah, good. Let's go and have a look. Good, yeah. Good mature old doe, front of the shoulder. Yeah, it's come out sort of middle of the body on the other side, but it doesn't look like it's burst the rumen at all, so that should be fine. I'm just going to leave it in the side here, and then we'll go over and have a look in this maze and in this little rough bit of weed. One important thing, when you do adjust your magnification on your scope, just remember to set it back to your preferred number before you start stalking again. So yeah, we'll just leave this here, come back to it in a minute. So yeah, when we pulled up the other side, obviously there was that one we just shot, but there was another one just out here in the maze. But it's obviously heard the shot, or because of the vehicle pulling up, it's decided to do a runner. So it's not there anymore, which is fine. I don't think we'd have got a safe shot on it with the farmyard in the background. So we'll just keep going down this avenue, have a look in this weedy bit in the middle. He's not stopping, is he? High speed muntjac there. Yeah, so typical, you drive down here normally, there's 2 or 3 feeding out in here. Obviously we're just walking down here and bumped that buck from under this lime tree. It's gone from 5 metres to about 280 in about 10 seconds. So the trouble with muntjac is once they get out into the open, they don't really stop, they just keep running for the next bit of cover. So I've got the gun up, but it wasn't much chance anyway. It's about 8:30 now. We've still got obviously another good hour and a half of light really, but we've got that roe buck down and that muntjac doe, and obviously where it's quite hot, we don't want to leave them too long before we get them grallocks back at the larder. So nothing obvious out here. I think we'll just do a loop around this area of rye, to see if there's anything on the top bit there that I can't look into at the moment, and then we'll come back round to the truck, and if we haven't got anything by then we'll call it an evening. Got a roe doe and a fairly nice mature 6-point buck. About a couple 100 metres away at the moment. We've got the sun right behind us again. The wind's in our favour. We'll sort of edge towards them, get a closer look, but it looks to be a buck to leave anyway. So just 80 metres in front of us now. Got the buck on the right, doe on the left. It's not a fantastic 6-pointer, but for us it's not a bad one. His front points aren't very big, but he's still got 6 points. And where we've taken that younger one earlier, that was a sort of nice young 6-pointer, we don't want to just shoot everything for the sake of it. Just cooling down nicely now, so they're just starting to come out a bit more. Got another row over here in the onions, 300 metres in front of us. Let's go and have a closer look at that one. It's a smaller buck. No cover to hide behind, so we'll just creep up slowly, see how close we can get to it and get a closer look at his antlers. Looks to be a good cull buck to take. It looks like he's only got one antler. He's just moving towards us slowly, so I think he's only got 130 metres, so we'll just set up here and see what it does. You on it, mate? Well, there we go. He just noticed us as we were setting up. So 130 metres. He's quartering onto us slightly, so straight through sort of front edge of the shoulder. It's gone straight down. Yeah. A couple of minutes, then we'll go and have a look. There we go. Yeah, front of the shoulder. Yeah, we'll have a good look at it in a sec. Just get this rifle unloaded. So it's early middle-aged animal. Obviously at a distance there we can only see one antler. And it's always a job to know whether these things are genetic or just, you know, damage from an accident. I mean, the antler on this isn't particularly tall on this side anyway. The one that we saw earlier was actually a taller 6-pointer. It looks like this one's smashed its antler off when it was growing, and then it started to heal over, but hasn't sort of completely healed over, so you can see like a little bit of the inside of the antler there. So that probably would have cast off again and regrown normally. But yeah, probably not a fantastic buck anyway. Still got velvet on its antler on this side. So yeah, good one to get. Yeah, another good carcass, front of the shoulder, come out on the back of the shoulder on the other side. So we'll call that an evening. Truck's about 5 minutes over there. We'll get these picked up and yeah, get them sorted out of the larder. So there we go, another hat trick. 2 roe bucks, obviously 1 roe doe. Yeah, productive afternoon or evening really. Nice to see that roe doe out with a kid, and there's a few more kids about that we haven't seen obviously. So we'll get these back to the larder, get them sorted out, and yeah, next month, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have a bit of rut action and hopefully try some calling.